Pure Evil MMA. I'm your host, as always, Evil Eddie. Trying to flip the switch over here. We go. So it is Friday here on the East Coast, 12:25. So welcome to the live show here, Pure Evil MMA, brought to you by MyMMAnews.com. I'm gonna be heading out in just a little bit to go to CES 51 out in Rhode Island, Lincoln, Rhode Island. There's gonna be an amazing card coming up for the UFC as well. That is not getting the hype that it totally deserves. And we're going to be running down Cody Nola versus TJ Dillashaw for you today here on Pure Evil MMA because it's a stacked weekend. You know, my Joanna Young Jacek rant here. Joanna Young Jacek, when you get to that top 5 talent, you can only hold on to that top monkey bar for so long until you fall off. Joanna Young Jacek has gone through everybody. Jessica Andrade, Claudia twice. I mean, only Rose Namajunas is the only girl to beat her. Tisha Torres, a girl who has beaten Rose Namajunas, was just destroyed by Joanna Young Jacek. I mean, and it's kind of hard here. If you're Joanna, you're going to be hoping that, isn't Rose going to be fighting Andrade coming up? Isn't that the next fight that they're going to be doing? And if it's not, it should be. But I believe, you know, if you're Joanna, you got to be hoping that Andrade beats her, because anyone else out there besides Rose Namajunas, Joanna is just running through. You know, I wouldn't even mind seeing Valentina versus Joanna again. And these two fought years and years ago, back in the Muay Thai days. Andrade versus KK winner gets Rose, I bet. You know what? Karolina Kowalkiewicz, man, it's another one that Joanna's just ran, made her look like she did not belong in there. Andrade looked so lost against Joanna Young Jacek. That's going to be a great fight, too. Joanna Young Jacek going up and against anybody next other than Rose is just in trouble. So everybody out there that's giving her shade has been really pissing me off, being like, these are the exact words I've heard big media outlets say. Joanna is delusional. The championship mentality is something that a lot of people will never understand because they're not champions. They're not elite athletes. The way that it works at the top, look at the Patriots. They have an amazing team. Year after year, they don't win the Super Bowl every year. It's hard to hold dominance. Yeah, there's going to be times when you might lose, but then you're right back in the top. And I don't doubt Joanna Young Jacek will most likely hold the title again. There were rumors that she was going to be, you know, before she lost to Rose, she said, once I beat Rose, I'm going to be changing divisions. I'm going to be trying to be the double champ. And that's something I think she can do. Oh, guys, look what I'm doing before I take off, too. Dyeing the hair Purple Desire. Splat. Splat. Purple Desire. Fuck the guy. I don't like this guy's face, just makes me mad. But the girl sold it for me. It looks like Felice hair right there. Purple hair. So that's what I'm going to be doing next here. I'm going to be trying to do that before I leave. I did have a hair appointment, but I ended up going to Abercrombie & Fitch to get a shirt for tonight because I will be covering CES 51. I will be ringside and I will be doing, check that shit out, swag, son, with the purple hair, fucking hand tattoos, 2018, baby, on that millennial shit, coconut IPA and everything. But yeah, I got my GoPro, and I don't know if you guys caught my my live action fight companion that I did for Lion Fight 51, but that was all recorded from the new GoPro that I was able to buy because of you guys buying merch out there. So that means a lot. And we're going to be doing a episode 2 starring Nolan King and the MMA Bulls tonight. How about that? 2 blockbuster media names for the East Coast MMA media family right there. Dan from Oregon saying nerds, BLT cracking up. And it sucks. I really hope my mic wasn't fucked up throughout that whole rant I had about Colby Covington holding his promise and about the interim title. You know, basically my thoughts on the interim title, in case you missed it, just really quick, because I know you guys are dying to get into UFC 227. That's what this whole show is even supposed to be about. But that interim title, man, all it is like, it's the slut in the room. It's the thought. I'm calling it the thought belt. It's that hoe over there where it's like, you know, Kobe did everything in his power to, you know, get the hot girl, right? The hot chick, the mean girl, the Regina George of the crew. And you get there and you get her into bed and you score. You seal the deal. And then you wake up the next day, you're like, dude, you'll never guess who I got with last night, man. And I got her picture here. We're dating. We're official. And everyone's sitting there, scratching their chin going, yeah, you think you're official. Wait till 2 weeks. Wait till 2 weeks. We'll see how official you two really are. 2 weeks go by and it gets stripped and it's going to go to somebody else in a different weight class. And it just means nothing. But the thing is, Colby Covington holding the promise, going to the White House, but alongside Dana White. So, yeah, you think that's your chick. We'll see until daddy has to, cater you out at the prom or at the White House. That's just the way it is. Colby 2018 champ, Woodley 2017 champ. Woodley fights Till for a chance at the real gold, the gold that was present in the White House, says Dan from Oregon. And I gotta agree, man. I think this is just a huge mistake on the UFC. There was a time not too long ago when Dominic Cruz was out with a torn ACL for 2 years. Within those 2 years, the interim title was done right between Adam Barao and TJ Dillashaw. They waited 2 years. Now, if you can't, the UFC can't wait 2 extra weeks for the interim champ Colby Covington to fight the actual champ Tyron Woodley. And Woodley said he didn't want to fight until the same time about Colby, but UFC is just in a rush because they don't have the talent they need. They don't have the big draws. They're throwing out any kind of title fight they can. They're gonna strip it's such a mess and it's so confusing and it adds no real value to anything at all. It really doesn't. It's the thought belt. It's the thought belt. Oh, that slut's at the party. That's cool. That's it. That's all it does for the people who actually know what's going on here. Anyone that watched Colby Covington win that night, and I feel bad, and they're going around thinking that he's the champion, and they're like, oh, yeah, now I have a little bit of MMA knowledge. Oh, welterweight champion of the UFC is Colby Covington. And nope, wasn't real. It was an illusion. It was an illusion. It meant nothing. It meant nothing at all. And here's Darren Till, who, has been trying to do things the right way. He's using the mic skills. You realize that? He's using the mic skills, but he's not going through the kind of guys like Colby Covington is. And you guys might get mad. He's like, well, he just beat Woodley. He just beat Cowboy Cerrone. Look what he did to Cowboy. And, anyone can say, oh, there's a blueprint to that. But that's not easy, man. You can't just run through a UFC fighter because you know the blueprint. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. But to finish up this little rant here, the interim title in Colby Covington, that was the fight that they should have held on to. I think Colby Covington was doing a great job promoting excitement and entertainment, along with going in there and keeping his word. Darren Till is doing the same thing, but he's not making weight, and he's lying there. Oh, there's family issues. There's no family issues, bro. You knew that you were going to miss weight. That's why you're an hour late, because you weren't on weight. If you said, oh, I'm late because of a family issue, and you show up on weight, then okay, there was a family issue. No, you lied to us all. This was your card. This was your present. They gave you a little spot on a presser to come out and call out your guy. They made a little promo for you, which is great. And I was like, all right, I'm ready. But you called out Wonder Boy, a top talented guy who's not going to waste his time. And then you go in there, you get the card in your hometown, your backyard. Wonder Boy didn't want the fight. He was like, I didn't even get this contract. Nobody told me about this. I found it out on Twitter. And okay, who is this kid? All right, sure, I'll fight him. Goes into his backyard. The kid can't even make weight. He shows up a weight class above weight, and then goes in there. It's not the most exciting fight in the world, and now you're giving him a title shot because he had an exciting walkout and he was able to play the mic afterwards. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Colby Covington deserved the shot after beating RDA, hands down. Mic drop. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat room. Dan from Oregon, after he said BLT agrees. BLT, I never thought of it this way until Dan discussed it on his show, but I agree. BLT, good way to look at the belts in annual terms. You know what, guys? Make sure you give Dan from Oregon a follow on his YouTube page. And I'm trying to reach 1K Because if you guys realize, I can't get any donations here until I reach 1K. I've been having this channel, and shame on me because for the past 4 years I've been I've had Pure Evil MMA. I've really focused on the podcast platform, and yeah, I've done my videos, but I never go on YouTube and talk to people on YouTube. I just started doing the live chats with you guys. I used to have do it on Ted's channel, let Ted run the live chat. Shame on me for doing it for that long. I think that's what really held me back from growing the channel. And I hope you guys are enjoying the live streams now. I used to pre-record the podcast, and I put a lot of editing time into it, but I'm really enjoying the vibe and the presence that you guys are bringing me here every time I'm going live. So shout out from Dan from Oregon, shout out to BLT and everybody that checks in, Henry Ford, the fake Henry Ford, and I really hope you guys are enjoying some of my content here. And make sure to tune in tonight to the CES 51 post show, because I'm going to be having Chris from the MMA Holes and also Nolan King. We are the future in the MMA media world. All right, so let's see. Dan from Oregon. Woodley's last fought before John Jones' last fought. Pathetic champion. Yeah, that's true. Max saying, time to move on, guys. Conor was 2015 champ. I'm 2017 champ. Max Holloway. But Max Holloway, yeah, the featherweight champion. You know what? Here's the thing, and I know Max Holloway's made a lot of great points when he's like, LeBron James is like, I'm not gonna face that team because I beat them last year. No, you have to fight them this year because they're at the top. But in Conor McGregor's defense, man, it's hard to get amped up for a rematch or for guys that you beat, and for Max to be like, oh yeah, I grew since then. Well, so is Conor, and Conor's probably even 10 times better now than he was back then. And I really wish Conor would just stay at the 155-pound division. And I'm happy that this fight, hopefully, is going to go through with Khabib, and Conor is going to Conor looked phenomenal at 155 pounds. He looked just like diminished at 145. He had a great run there. And one thing I really enjoyed in this entire Conor McGregor run, my favorite moment was the UFC 189 walkout. That was the best moment ever. Like really, it really was. I think that was my favorite walkout of all time. You had Aaron Lewis singing Country Boy for Chad Mendes as he made his walkout. And then you had the girl who ripped the Pope's picture. What the hell? Why can't Sinead O'Connor? Read Sinead O'Connor sing out Conor McGregor. And in Conor McGregor fashion, that's some real battle shit. And it is. There was nothing better than that. And then leading into the Aldo fight, I mean, the presence that Conor brings is on a whole different level. It really is. And I was just looking at tweets from 2013 of when Dana White went over to go watch Conor do his, what was it? Cage Titans? Not Cage Titans. What the fuck am I talking about? Yeah, Cage Titans? Right? No, not Cage Titans. Oh my goodness me. Why can't I think of his old promotion out in Ireland? You guys got to help me here. But I was looking at a tweet from 2013 of Conor McGregor and tweeting with Dana White after the fight. They have a picture together, and he's like, man, with you ringside, it made me feel like I was in career mode in the UFC 3 video game. And then Dana White responded, yeah, kid, and you beat the whole damn thing. And that was 2013. Dana White tweets, I found out that Conor's the real thing. He's the real thing. It's now 2018. Conor McGregor, is just his presence, the way that he's been able to come back after that Nate Diaz loss. You guys may have heard me on iHeartRadio after the Mayweather-McGregor thing. Host Vinny Penn asked me to be on iHeartRadio after Mayweather-McGregor. Huge radio show. I mean, my freaking TV remote, I can press one button, the very top. There's 3 buttons on the top. There's, I think it's Netflix, Amazon, and iHeartRadio. When iHeartRadio asked me to come on to talk May Mac with them, it was huge. I mean, just the doors that were opened up because of what Conor McGregor did. I have to thank him for that. It might be all the way down on the totem pole, but my bankers, my ice cream man, my mom started renting pay-per-views. Like, crazy. Crazy. Conor McGregor needs to do the next biggest thing, and that's Khabib Nurmagomedov next. If not GSP at 165, something. Conor McGregor needs to fight this year. So that being said, and I'm glad that you guys checked in to help me fix this freaking microphone thing, because I had to go back on my rants there for a second. I had to rewind for a second, and I got to leave at about 4 o'clock today to go to CES. I cannot wait cannot wait. All right, so let's move forward here, guys. Let me see if I have any more fight news before we get into UFC 227. Like I said, Volkan Oezdemir is going to be fighting Anthony Lionheart Smith. How about that fight, though? And I remember interviewing Anthony Lionheart Smith like 3 years ago. No one knew who the dude was or cared. I did the interview, and I remember at the time just being like, this guy is the next big thing. And then all of a sudden, Diego Sanchez steals his name, and we went through that fiasco. The real Lionheart. Like, how many times can you change your name? I mean, come on. I do like Diego the Lion, I guess. That Anthony Smith has had that since freaking beginning of time, since he started. All right. Let's jump into UFC 227. All right, so let's check out this card. And there's been a lot of shade thrown at this card since the first second that you guys started talking about it. I cannot understand. Like, did you guys forget the first fight between TJ and Cody? And I've been listening to all the podcasts and what people have been saying. Oh, we're tired. We're fed up. We're fed up with the drama. How long can this story go? Guys, this story is still fresh. This story is definitely still fresh. And for the people out there that are complaining about the beef, these are the same people that want beef to go down. Like, it just, like, what do you, like, you cannot make everybody happy here. Cody No Love versus TJ Dillashaw, the way that first fight was going, and let me give my first take on it. Cody No Love in that very first fight there, going in, almost finished TJ Dillashaw in that first round, and he just got extremely emotional. I felt, though, he was not letting, like, he was forcing, like, he had the expectation of what he did in the Dominic Cruz fight. He had that expectation riding on his back heavy, because in the fight, you can tell that his emotion was right there, and it may have played into his game good in the first round, definitely not the second. He lost sight in the second round, trying to make it too much. You know, in the second round, he goes in there, he's in his corner, he's like, it's not leaving this round. I remember it was hype. Like, those are the moments you live and die for when you're at the edge of your seat. Like, you are screaming at the top of your lungs, you're feeling it. And that's what life's all about, right? These little windows, I say it all the time. Life's all about these little moments, these little windows. And anyone who doesn't want to see this rematch is just out of their mind. It's worth the $70. It's worth taking the trip to Buffalo Wild Wings just for that fight, man. I'll tell you this, I went to Buffalo Wild Wings for the last pay-per-view for Stipe versus DC. Man, it was a great time. It was kind of cool hearing what the people, like, in my head, I'm like, you know, how much can the people here really know about it? And I don't go there to, like, brag or anything, but, you know, I know what I know about MMA, obviously. But going there and here, I mean, there's a lot of people that talk trash, which kind of got on my nerves. It's like, you're talking trash to a world champion? You just work from 9 to 8 at night, bro. Like, come on. Enough of that. You're a B-dubs right now talking trash about the champ. The champ. Matter of fact. But, you know, it's a pretty fun time. However, the bounce back to it all is the energy that you feel when you're around a big group of people. Like, I love watching fights alone at home. Like, I can focus a lot more on it. And I don't feel any which way about if I have a couple friends over or whatever. Yeah, that's cool. But when you go out, you can feel the entire presence. I'll never forget the presence of Anderson Silva getting knocked out against Chris Weidman. The fucking roof blew off of B-dubs. Fucking roof blew off. When I tell you, like, everyone was shocked when that went down. And Anderson Silva was never the same. Like, these are moments that you never forget. So going into that fight with Cody No Love, I was right there with them with that hype. And I even got his book back here, guys. You can see Cody No Love, The Pact. You know, I support him, man. I remember the first time I saw Cody No Love. Wasn't it like at UFC 189 was his like debut fight? I got to go back and look. I don't have Tapology up or anything, but I remember the first time I saw this kid come out, and I believe the first fight went to a decision. But I remember seeing, you know, little Maddox, little Maddox Maple. I remember watching him walk out and that entire story and just, you know, being like, because, you know, when he was making his walkout too, they were like, this kid's finished all of his fights by knockout. And I was just like, oh shit. Like, and every fight that night was amazing. But Cody Nola stuck with me that night. Like, he has a very amazing presence, and there's a lot of people out there that think that the UFC wants Cody Nola to be the champ more than they want somebody like TJ. But TJ, like, I know a lot of people that are huge TJ Dillashaw. Like, he is champ material to me. Like, he seems like a good role model. But that story and people going, "Oh, this beef's getting old." What the hell are you talking about? How does that beef not add into the excitement here? I mean, yeah, it is from a while ago. They did that whole entire season of The Ultimate Fighter on it, but man, it's still active here. This is just the rematch. This isn't the rubber match. This isn't 5 years ago. This is within the last year and a half. Come on, you guys are getting crazy. You guys, like, you can't. And I don't mean you guys, but there's a lot of people out there that you just cannot make happy. Let's see, BLT checking in. All right, shocks me because he was so active when first getting the belt. He's all about that TMZ now, though. And he's talking about Woodley there. I can remember the Tyson buzz as a kid, and Conor is so much more. And let me make a quick comment on that as well. My father, I remember watching pay-per-views all the time when I was a kid, and it was always a Mike Tyson fight. Like my grandfather was a deacon, so the fight where he had against Evander Holyfield, I was like all about it. Like, I was like, oh, this guy. To me, it was like, oh, this guy represents my fucking religion. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know that. Like, I wasn't really, I didn't have a fight IQ back then. Like, I was making connections like that from watching wrestling. You know, this was his thing. This was his niche. This was his forte, I guess. Whatever word fits in that little pocket. But Vander Holyfield, I'll never forget his ear getting bit off and just me being like, this is real. Like, this isn't fake. Like, I have never even seen this in the WWE. Like, this is crazy. And it just stood with me forever. And I remember this Christmas, I asked my entire family, I was like, when I was a kid, I kind of remember watching, the Mike Tyson events. And I was like, compared to now, because everybody watched Maymac. My entire family knew what's going on with that fight. On Christmas this year, they were all talking about it. Matter of fact, my family for the past 2 years have sat down to watch the UFC pay-per-view replays that they've been doing on Christmas Eve. That's when I'm Italian, so we celebrate Christmas on Christmas Eve, open up presents at midnight, and do all that. Bada bing, bada boom. But it was just such a big deal that everybody watched. So it was easily to compare that to what I remember as a kid to be Mike Tyson. And my dad was like, this was nothing like that. Like, this was 10 times bigger than that was. Trust me when I say that. Because when I was a kid, Mike Tyson was a huge deal. And the Holyfield fight, especially the way it ended, too. But Conor McGregor going into the fight, it's just huge, huge. It's something that we've never seen. And you guys see me say this all the time. You've been listening to the podcast for a while now. You know that I have Mickey Mantle, Roger Ramirez, 1961 right there. On the other side of me, I have Derek Jeter. And right above that, I have Muhammad Ali versus Joe Frazier. These are all significant moments in different sports. Well, for the most part. Derek Jeter, when he was coming up, that vibe everyone had, like, oh, you got to check this kid out. Not only that, but during the most important times of his career, like the World Series and landing that I'll never forget that moment when Derek Jeter, like, we needed that out. And it was a long shot from the outfield, and Jeter just runs out of nowhere, catches it, and does a backhand to the catcher, and he's out. And I just, like, those moments, like, he shows up, he puts on, he represents and reps the set. Conor McGregor does that same thing, man. That Josie Aldo fight, I'll never forget that feeling of, I was literally so nervous, I was shaking before that fight, leading up to it. And I really wish that the people around me, they knew about Conor McGregor, but they didn't know, like, what we know as hardcore fans, like, just like what is really riding on this fight here, and the way it ended in 13 seconds, that feeling of just like a burst of life, a burst of energy. It's all about those moments. Cody Nola versus TJ Dillashaw has that on a level. It has that. Cody Nola is a perfect guy to put on a performance like that, but he can't force it. That could be his thing, but he can't force it. Go in there, stay calm and steady. In the Dominic Cruz fight, he was calm and steady, and it naturally came to him. He was more defensive, and then he was able to be offensive with the defensive. But in the first fight that he had with TJ recently, he was the attacker, and it worked until he got hit with the high kick in the second round, where he got caught off guard. And I'll never forget like watching that moment of him getting kicked in the head and him mentally being there, strong, but the connections weren't being made, and you just watched it get shut off as he like somebody, I think it was who was it that took this picture? Oh man, I can't remember who it was, but somebody got the perfect picture for MMA fighting. I'm so stupid, I cannot remember her name, but it's of Cody right when he got the high kick and he's starting to go down, and you can see like him wanting to exchange more, like, but it just gets shut down and he just falls back and it's over. And then immediately after he gets called off, he stands up, and that was the moment we saw when TJ just screams in his face and puts him in his place. I mean, who is not Esther Lynn? Thank you so much, BLT. Thank you. Esther Lynn took the photo. Shout out to her. You know, and I saw it this weekend too at Lion Fight 45, where Chip Maraza Pollard, guy's never been knocked down before in his career. He won every round, and going into the fifth round, he got hit with a brutal elbow, spinning elbow that I believe that like it hit him, and it took a second to register, and then he fell. But you could see in his eyes that he was still responding visually, but his brain there was like a switch went off. Like he had no control over it. And it's hard to watch. And that's the thing, like even CES, like you're right there in press row, you have the families right there and you're seeing the reaction. It's hard, man. It's really hard. Like you're watching Justin Sumner this weekend get knocked out brutally the way he did. And we just had Justin Sumner on the show here not too long ago. He trains 10 minutes from me, 10 minutes down the road here. And to watch him get knocked out brutally with those, it's hard, man. This is a brutal sport. TJ Dillashaw, again, the champion. I mean, I love TJ as a champ. TJ and Cody, this is a great rivalry. And there's no way you can miss this fight. I mean, come on. I cannot sell it to you any more than that. You cannot miss this fight, man. You cannot. Dan from Oregon saying TJ arguably beat Cruz, beat number one contender Sun Tzu, hard hitter Lineker, latest with Garbrandt, and before that, Barao twice. I totally 100% agree. Here's the thing. I 100% agree with you, especially saying that he beat Dominic Cruz, man. He shouldn't have lost the belt in the first place. He shouldn't have. I scored that, and it's so crazy, man. Because I remember that night being there and being like, watch, the judges have been so off tonight. Watch them giving it to Dominic Cruz. And I don't remember what fights that night, but there were a few fights. Like, the judges were on that night. And Dominic Cruz got his hand raised, man. I was just like, holy shit. And the argument was, well, he's the real champion. You got to actually beat the champ to be the champ. But it's like TJ Dillashaw looked fucking amazing. He evolved in that fight. Let me tell you, he evolved in that fight. I still think that he beat Dominic Cruz. And it's crazy because, Ted Check always told me, your first take is the real take. If you watch a fight back and you already know the result, like I watched the Dominic Cruz fight back, and I remember being like, oh, yeah, now I understand why it went to Dominic. But in the moment, raw, in that moment is what's the most important. And I scored it for for TJ Dillashaw. Hands down. Hands down. I was following the vibe. I had great angles from, these judges, they're sitting ringside. I go to events all the time. It's hard to see a lot of the action. You'll see me, you'll see people like Joe Rogan out of their seat a lot because it's hard to see. I'm always out on my seat. Like I'm up and all over the place during an event because there's a cage right there. And you're 10 feet away, 5 feet away. And there could be something going on like the corner. And you just have such a disadvantage of a view. This is why I say when you guys buy your tickets, if you're going to be going to a UFC event or a Bellator event or a local event, I recommend going to a local event, man. Represent the fighters because you'll start seeing them on the big show like Jose Shorty Torres. He's going to be fighting tonight. No one's even talking about that. His birthday was yesterday. So make sure you guys give him a birthday shout out on Twitter. Jose Shorty Torres fighting on tomorrow night's prelims. It's a tough fight ahead of him. The champ, Titan MC champ. Going back, making dreams come true. Pure Evil MMA the past 2 years, man. Past 3 years. And then recently, big shout out to Andre Ewell from the last CES event that I attended, where he beat Dennis Piva to become the champion for CES. He's getting a shot to fight Renan Barão now. And you guys just heard him on the show like 3 weeks ago telling us, when I asked, I was like, man, what's the coaches saying? What are you guys thinking? Are you going to come back to CES and defend the title? What are you going to do? And he goes, man, I ain't playing around. To be quite honest with you, I think I deserve a UFC title shot. I went out of my way from California into somebody else's backyard and I stole their belt. I made myself uncomfortable for a reason and I put on. And I think he definitely deserved a UFC shot at that point, and he told us. And he got the shot against Renan Barão coming up. Dan from Oregon, Shorty has had more coverage on UFC than almost any fighter with that slam that SportsCenter picked up. Being on Fight Pass is an advantage sometimes. They can sell/give it to ESPN, and I can't wait for it to go to ESPN because it's going to be going in everybody's pockets. All my friends have the ESPN app. Come on. Every update that you get, that we get with whatever app that you guys use, I like using Bleacher Report, so I see updates throughout the day. Now it's going to be easy right there on ESPN. You're going to see more highlights, and yeah, that slam that Shorty had, that knockout, that was huge for him. So that was money right there. But I wish this isn't a pay-per-view prelim card. I would love to see him if he gets a win here tonight in good fashion. I wouldn't mind seeing him on a main card next. Maybe not for a pay-per-view, though. This is why he fits on the prelims here. But a big night for him, for sure. More coverage on ESPN, Dan from Oregon says. BLT, that's a great debut opponent. Older, post-USADA, formulaic Barão. Agree, man. Barão was sold to us as, TJ Dillashaw, what he did to Renan Barão. He's never been the same. He's never been the same. And even after that, I remember watching Jeremy Stevens push Barão at that presser, and I was just like, whoa, what is up with Barão? He just does not look the same. And these are a lot of guys that are like post-USADA. People point their finger and go, look what happened. Look what happened. And Cub Swanson recently saying, the reason I signed back with UFC is because of USADA. It's being cleaned up. It's safer. But, there's a lot of fighters like Junior Dos Santos who's like, man, this fucked up my entire career almost. Chad Mendez, 2 years out because he has freaking a skin disease where he gets scabs, or what is it? My little cousin's got eczema. He's got eczema. He can't take his eczema medicine because it's considered a steroid or whatever the issue was. No work for 2 years. A top 5 guy, no work for 2 years. Come on, it's rough, man. But there's plus sides to it as well. You're getting to see people like Michael Bisping become champ. Whoever thought of that? Come on, big things happening. I'm not trying to point my finger at anybody, but you're seeing the effects on a lot of people. And there were a lot of people out there going, Jose Aldo. Yeah, he spilt his pee, which is a hilarious story if you ever heard that story. But man, he put on. He looked phenomenal against Frankie Edgar. First off, at UFC 200. Yeah, that was UFC 200. But he looked phenomenal once again here. Yeah, he lost to Max Holloway, but man, Max Holloway is in his stride right now. He's in his championship prime stride. And that kid's been doing it since he was, 19 years old, 20 years old in the UFC. A lot of excitement going on right now in the past couple of weeks, especially in the past couple of weeks. Oh, I haven't even shown you guys what's going on here. In case you aren't watching this video live, you're probably hearing me read these questions in the chat here without seeing them. Max is just that good, and it's the damn truth. I don't think there's draw. I think somebody above said, Max versus Conor, but I don't even want to see Conor back at 145. I think Max can have that. But 155 is where Conor should go. 165. I didn't like him at 170. He looked jacked, but he gassed so quick. And that's the thing on Conor that everyone's going to say from now on. It's just, the guy gasses after the second round. Just wait it out. Let's take a look at some of the other fights on this card. Not only do you have that, but you also have the co-main event, Mighty Mouse versus Cejudo. Now, this is kind of downgraded in a way. Originally, I remember watching this fight on my couch in my old place for free in the main event. And I remember at the time thinking that Henry Cejudo was going to be the guy to beat Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson. I think they did a great job promoting him. He he had not as many exciting fights as he has now in the past couple of years. You got to remember, yeah, he's lost to Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson, but he just coached an entire season teaching guys how to beat Mighty Mouse. Like, that was the study of the whole season. It was basically getting through, the other, champions around, and it wasn't the redemption season, but what did they call that season? The championship season, I guess. The winner got the crack at Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson. It ended up being Tim Elliott, who was the Titan FC champ before Shorty Torres was. Matter of fact, fun fact in case you guys didn't know that. But Tim Elliott almost beat Mighty Mouse in that fight. Let's not forget. He almost submitted Mighty Mouse, and this kid just came out of nowhere. I mean, he was in the UFC before that, and he had a great run in Ultimate Fighter, but I think Henry Cejudo's got a little bit more talent than Tim Elliott, and no rack on Tim at all. But we're talking about Olympian fucking wrestler, man. And not only that, but the guy has shown so much growth in his last couple of fights. The way he's gotten, finishes. People are always going, "Oh yeah, you're good, but you don't have finishes." And this weight class just isn't selling. We're actually probably gonna get rid of this weight class. Here's Henry Cejudo, man. I mean, this is a guy who lost his house. His house burned down in those California wildfires. He had burns on his feet. Like, I think he even lost his gold medal, as a matter of fact. I believe he lost the gold medals in the fire. Got burnt on his feet and went in there. Did he fight Little Pettis, or did that fight get canceled? Oh, man, why am I drawing a blank? Or did he beat I think he beat Little Pettis, right? And, damn. I can't even put my finger on, but I really think at a plus 400 underdog, I wouldn't mind putting $5 on Henry Cejudo, man. I really wouldn't. And anyone out there play DraftKings, man, I've been winning like $50 a week every time I put 5 down. I don't remember the exact name of it, but it will say at the top if you're on DraftKings and you just got $5, you want to have fun. I mean, what's $5? It's fucking couch change. You come in the top 3 of the night and you go home with $50, and you got to think, if you're doing good on pick-ems, throw $5 down, win yourself some money, put your knowledge to the test here. And there are shows. Shout out to the Jersey Boys podcast if you want to check out their DraftKings preview. I believe they give out free previews on their iTunes. Check them out on Twitter. But yeah, Cub Swanson versus Marciano. That's another very exciting fight. And let me look back at Marciano. I believe that's the same kid that ended up fighting and almost really did outclass and outbox Brian T. City Ortega. Can somebody get me hey, Mike H checking in. What's going on, Mike? BLT said that was canceled. Yeah. And referring to Cejudo versus Little Pettis. I thought it was canceled as well. Now I'm getting sidetracked. But Marciano versus Cub Swanson. These are two guys that put on some very exciting fights, man. I mean, Cub Swanson had, 2016 Fight of the Year when he went in against Do Choi, the Korean Zombie. Cub Swanson's been doing it since the WEC days. I'll never forget watching Cub Swanson back in the WC era, having the tattoo on his back, going in there, flying around the cage, young kid, the SoCal tattoo. I mean, just that bad boy persona and the way that he promoted himself at the time too. I mean, beautiful destruction, Cub Swanson. One of my favorite fighters of all time in the featherweight division. I mean, I was so mad when Conor McGregor was calling him old man and all this shit. Like, I got pissed off. Cub Swanson is a guy who I believe always deserved to be featherweight champion, was just never able to get that spot. I mean, they gave him that chance. Oh my God. I was so mad about that fight against Jose Aldo. What was it, 7 seconds? I mean, everybody goes back and there's a lot of new era guys or people that just hang on, the new memories. It's like, Jose Aldo losing the fight to 13 seconds. What about the Jose Aldo that was knocking guys out like Cub Swanson, who was, in his early prime? In the early years of Cub Swanson, he was wrecking dudes. Cub Swanson, man, got fucking knee to the face by Jose Aldo. What was that, 2012? No, even further back, I think. The fuck am I talking about? The WEC era. Jose Aldo, man, had some of the best fights ever of all time. And he's still right here showing everybody he's still got it. Fuck the USADA. Fuck all that. I'm still top 5 talent at 145. Hands down, baby. And Jeremy Stevens, man, the way that Jeremy Stevens was on the run that he was on, a win over Jose Aldo would have been huge for him. He would have been next in line for a title shot. Mike H. Checking in. What's going on, Mike? Tell Ann I said hello as well. And this is our last UFC Pick'ems, guys, as well. Anyone out there? And by the way, this weekend, you guys should be getting mailed out your prizes. Everyone that's been a part of the Pure Evil MMA Pick'em is going to be going home with a prize this weekend. I believe there's only 5 days left on the Teespring campaign right here. And you guys will be getting little knickknacks, little merch knickknacks from Pure Evil MMA for supporting us, especially you, Mike and Ann. I'm very upset about this. Obviously, you can hear the change in tone here about this UFC Pick'em thing, which I'm going to have an official announcement about where we're going to be going, whether it's going to be Tapology or Verdict. The thing I don't like about Verdict, they only do the main card. They don't do the prelims. And I guess you can change your picks throughout the fight, which I don't really like that. Some people may like that. I don't know. I feel like if you make a pick, you have to make it before the fight card starts. It has to stick. Like, you can't be flip-flopping. I don't like that. What about the people that aren't on their phone flip-flopping all night? Like, make your prediction and let it stick. I like Tapology. I think that it's a very organized site. If there's any MMA fan out there that hasn't gone on Tapology, I don't think they have an app. Like, I've always checked out Tapology on my laptop. And obviously, I've searched in the Apple iTunes store, the Apple store for Tapology. I don't think there's an app, which is a shame, actually. It really is a shame because Tapology is one of the best sites in the entire MMA scene. I mean, there's other great forum sites like the MMA community. Shout out to them. They do a great job. I love their ranking system, especially. Because, listen, I was on Facebook earlier today. I just made a new Facebook profile. I'm back on Facebook, guys. Yeah, at Pure Evil MMA S, if you want to follow the Pure Evil MMA page. But I was in like a forum out there, and I was making a comment about Kobe Covington, his title being stripped, and somebody was calling me pal. I was like, you know what, dude, I'm credentialed media. Don't call me pal, all right? And he responds by calling me pal 3 more times. So I went to the page moderator, whatever that means on Facebook, because Facebook's not fucking, you're not an MMA website. Like, you can have an MMA website and then a Facebook page, but if you are just an MMA Facebook page, you're really nothing, man. You're really nothing. Anybody, any Joe can sit on their couch, on their phone, and make a fucking page. Anyone. So yeah, it's cool if you can get a couple thousand followers and get people to start talking, but have some fucking guidelines. And I had somebody do that, and it just felt disrespectful. I reached out to the moderator. I was like, dude, this is what's going on in here. Like, I'm credentialed media, and I'm here to, share my opinions with you guys, and this is the fucking welcome I get? I don't think so. I'm just going to leave if this is the case. Like, that's what it got to. I didn't start the message off like that, but the guy just didn't get it. And honestly, you know what? I don't need this. You guys are a Facebook page. Like, I'm a part of one of the best fucking websites on the planet right now, doing a podcast that's ranked popular on iTunes week after week. I am trying to now grow the YouTube channel. The YouTube channel has been real weak for the past few years. I mean, I hate to say it, but it really has. I need to put way more energy, and that's what I've been doing the past month here. I've been seeing a huge boost, almost 100 new subscribers in the past 2 months here, in the past 8 weeks, which is pretty good considering I've had this channel for a while. But iTunes, Podbean, I've been slaying it. 10K downloads on Podbean. Come on. I don't understand how that works either. Like, why is my podcast doing so well, but not you? Like, it just does not make sense to me. Like, wouldn't you rather see the video? Anyway, moving forward with this card, Cub Swanson. I think that he's, if you guys don't know about Marciano, I mean, I said enough about Cub Swanson, but if you don't know anything about Marciano, I believe that's the same guy that outboxed T-City in the fight. And in the last, 30 seconds, for some idiotic reason, went for a takedown on T-City and got choked out. Yeah, I believe that was Marciano, but he had some stand-up skills. So this is going to be a great fight. Pay-per-view worthy? I believe so. Worth the $13 in my opinion. Those top 3 fights are gold right there. Below that, Vienna versus J.J. Aldrich. I mean, I don't know how much you guys know about J.J. Aldrich, but this is a girl that was homeless when she was a little girl. Her mother used to carry her around on her back around, I think, Colorado, Denver, the slums of Denver. Like, she's had a really hard upbringing, and her mother did everything she could with the very little money they had. Father was in jail when she was a little girl. I mean, this is a true fighter spirit. JJ Aldrich, man, I can always root for that girl. And whenever she's fighting, man, I'm always on her side. But she has a tough test in front of her against Viana. Then we got Santos versus Holland. Holland, Dana White Tuesday Night Contender guy here. He's got his hands full with this pay-per-view card, especially against Santos. That would be a huge win, but I'm easily going to excite for Santos. Somebody convinced me otherwise. And then the Betchko Hay versus Aldana. That got pulled. Also, another fight to look out for. Jose Shorty Torres versus Perez. Brendan Vera versus Duran at the bottom. And Taylor versus Zane. I mean, pretty decent card. But you know what? I am understanding like why people are like, oh, this is a shitty pay-per-view. But it's the pay-per-view part is actually pretty good. It's the free part, the prelims that are it's just going to be kind of a struggle, especially if you don't have. Let's take a look. Let's see. Yeah, the early prelims are only on UFC Fight Pass, so you have to have Fight Pass. Jesus, wow, man, this probably changed because there's no way there's only 3 fights on FX, and that's another thing to keep in mind. This isn't even on FS1. This is going to confuse a lot of people here. Wow, I already see huge issues coming. I didn't even realize that until just now. So it looks like, wow, this is so confusing, and this is the issue with Fox. Because you have FX, you have Big Fox, you have FS1, and then you have FS2, like, and then there's UFC Fight Pass. Like, it's just all over the place. Hopefully, when this ESPN deal comes into play, it's going to make things a little more simplified. Because running around, like, trying to figure out, like, I remember I was at the bar a couple weeks ago, and I was trying to watch the Bellator fights, and I was just like, yeah, it's on the Paramount Network, and they had no idea what the fuck Paramount Network was. I was like, the old Spike. They had no fucking idea. It's hard to channel surf and to go. You're used to FS1, so you go to channel. For me, it's channel 271. So I usually go there if I know the fights are on. I know there's gonna be a lot more people tomorrow night do the same thing. Yeah, there's fights tomorrow night. I heard that don't check the app or check the website. They just go by word of mouth. No, there's fights tomorrow night. But they're gonna tune in to on FS1. And the fights aren't going to be there. And you're going to have to go through and search for FX. It's just a pain in the ass. You know, and sometimes it's on FS2. Or no, wait. The prelims are only on Fight Pass. Like, it's just a fucking mess, man. It really is. BLT says, swap the Santos fight for the Munoz-Johns fight, and it's a pretty good pay-per-view. You know what? This pay-per-view is really not that bad. Like I said, it's the prelim part that's, a little rough here, especially with the top heavy card that we had last weekend with Jose Aldo on there. And like I said, the Johnson versus Cejudo fight, it's been downgraded. But TJ Dillashaw versus Garbrandt, if you are an MMA fan, you do not have an excuse for missing the main event of UFC 2. You do not have an excuse. And you especially do not want to be the only one out of all your friends on Twitter and Instagram know what's going on. Because even if you just watch the highlights and UFC's cracked the whip. I mean, my Instagram page got the whip. I know a whole bunch of kids. I threw them right on the bus. I know a whole bunch of pages that got deleted and have to start back up from the bottom. I kind of like it because it's kind of a fresh new start for me, a professional start. I don't got to worry about the ex-girlfriend, old photos and shit like that. I got a fresh new start. I got all the fighters that are following me. No, none of these. It's because I don't even like seeing what my old friends are up to. Like, I'm on some new shit in 2018. Like, my life hasn't been the same when I was in high school, dude. Like, especially with Facebook, like, my old Facebook page, I'm so happy that's gone. Like, imagine if you still had your old MySpace page and you had the same friend groups from back when you were in middle school. Like, you outgrow that shit. So I'm happy that my Instagram page is fresh, new, and you follow me. If you're not following the new Pure Evil MMA Instagram page and you think I blocked you, you are also off your rocker. I don't block anybody unless you use a troll. And you have to be like a fucking back scraping troll for me to block you. Because I get a kick out of a lot of the trolls out there. But the trolls that like harass or don't have good MMA opinions that just like throw shade, They usually get the BLOCK, the blockhead button. But make sure to follow me on Instagram at _, because that is brand new, fresh right out the bag. BLT checking in. Shocks happen, but they're called shocks. That's okay on prelims, but not on the main card. And he's talking about the Santos fight there. You know what? Man, I wouldn't have minded if the Bethe Correia fight versus Aldana fight was on the main card, man. That would have been an even better one to switch. Man, I don't think this is going to do that well, actually. Like, even though I'm saying, I mean, let's look at the numbers that have been coming in lately. They have not been good. Let's be real. They have not been good at all. And the MMA Beat this week, they were talking about, yeah, people are always like, the illegal streaming numbers. You got to keep that in mind. Yeah, it is 2018. Yeah, I know people that have about 5 different links. They're usually shitty as fuck. I'd rather buy the pay-per-view or go to Buffalo Wild Wings or throw down with friends or whatever. But you do not want to miss this fight. You don't want to be the guy watching the highlight. Like, there's nothing better than being in the moment, living the experience. It's just not the same. Like, you're not a true MMA fan if you pass up a fight like Cody Nola versus CJ Dillashaw, and I'll end it with that. I mean, at least for me, I cannot miss this fight. But you know what? Tonight I will be at CES 51. I cannot wait, guys. Quick reminder, I'm going to be doing episode number 2 of the live action fight companion on the GoPro. I will be joined by Chris from MMA Holes and also Nolan King at MMA_Kings or MMA Kings MMA_Kings. Nolan King, come on, you know who fuck Nolan King is. Guy breaks news on the daily on Twitter. I don't think he has an Instagram. He does have an Instagram page, but I don't think he does the MMA thing on the Instagram page or Facebook. But he's definitely running shop on Twitter. So it's kind of cool. You got your underground MMA media post-fight team between me, MMA Holes, and Nolan King. That is going to be coming live right here on the YouTube channel tonight, directly after CES 51. Let's loose. So make sure, if you are not subscribed already to Pure Evil MMA on YouTube, make sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. And you see that little bell? If you click that bell there, well, they will tell you the second that I go live tonight. The second I go live. And we will have the cage right behind us. You'll probably see Pat Miletich getting ready for his post-fight show right behind us. You do not want to miss it. It's going to be a blast. There's going to be some laughs. I can't wait, and I got to get ready. It's 1:36. We are at the 1 hour mark, 1 hour, 11-minute mark here on Pure Evil MMA podcast. I got a whole bunch I need to run through. Guys, it would be a huge help. Huge help. Since I do not have 1,000 subscribers yet, I can't get the girls. We got the girls over here causing a ruckus. Causing ruckuses. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Causing ruckuses. There's Bella and Princey for you. But guys, teespring.com/pureevilmerch. That's it. teespring.com/pureevilmerch. You can get mugs for like $10. You can get stickers for $4. And this would be huge help for me. Huge help. T-shirts. We got girls' tees. We got it all. teespring.com/pureevilmerch. Guys, I gotta check out here. I'm getting crazy on you. But before I let you go, make sure you subscribe on iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher, and now we're on Spotify. Episode number 4 of Gloves Off with me and UFC veteran James McSweeney is going to be coming. I'm actually doing that tonight at midnight. So yeah, I'm doing this show. Then we're going out to CES. I'm going to be doing the fight companion. Then I'm going to be doing the recap show. Then I have to make it all the way back to Connecticut. Like, this show is out in Rhode Island, about 90 minutes away. Not that far. Then I got to get back here by midnight to do episode number 4 of Gloves Off. And if you missed last week's episode, oh my God, probably one of the best podcasts I've ever done, ever. Literally, I was cracking up to James. If you guys know who Mike Swick is, James puts him on blast. Literally, And BLT did the fucking video. BLT did a highlight video. So guys, make sure to check out BLT's YouTube channel. I thank you so much for doing the highlight. Just go to BLT's, click his little photo right there, go to his page, and you will see James McSweeney roasts Mike Swick on Gloves Off. And just so you guys know, the Gloves Off show between me and James McSweeney is not here on Pure Evil MMA channel. We actually have our own YouTube channel, separate from Pure Evil MMA, and we just started it. We also just started our Facebook page as well. So make sure to follow us at Gloves Off Pod on Facebook. That's at GLOVESPOD. That's it. And at Pure Evil MMA _ on Facebook. Last but not least, follow me on Twitter at evil_echo. That's EVIL_ECCO. Guys, remember, no evil, no purity. Save yourselves. Oh, wait. Man, I fucked that up. White knuckles to the end. Save yourselves.